Welcome back to the Reading Corner. This is the third gallery piece of Night at the Museum. This is either going to sound really well or really awful because I've got this. Anyway, The Ballad of Wade Wilson. Gather round now, children, and don't be afraid. Gonna sing you a song about a fella called Wade. You may already know him. He says he's pretty cool. He's the merc with a mouth, better known as Deadpool. Now Wade will take a job for whoever floats the bill. Doesn't question who has to maim, hunt, or trap, or kill. But when his universe collapsed and the time stream got entangled, Wade knew he had to grab any carrot that got dangled. The collector saw that Wade was pretty desperate for a gig, so he offered Wade a contract that was unusually big. All Wade had to do was gather unique living creatures that the collector could display in his gallery as features. Wade knew the collector's offer was more than a little sus, but he still agreed to hop on board Doctor Strange's magic bus. He travelled through the multiverse, grabbing folks against their will. Wade justified by saying he was saving them, but still. Once they were safe inside the collector's big glass cases, Wade tried to ignore the sad and desperate looks on their faces. Deep inside, Wade knew what he was doing was still wrong. But a job's a job, at least until the X-Men came along. Two mutants pulled a heist in the collector's Grand Museum, so Wade was sent to hunt them, but when he got to see him, he realized this hot pursuit would surely have to end. He couldn't bear a gun down on Rogue, his closest mutant friend. Wade turned on the collector in a fit of righteous rage, helping every captive creature break free from its glass cage. It gave Rogue and her man Gambit time to make the big escape, but it also put Wade Wilson into quite a nasty scrape. It turned out the collector hadn't hired Wade alone, he also had employed a monster hunter named Bloodstone. When Elsa came a-hunting all the monsters Wade let loose, our merc knew that he'd eventually cap his sweet caboose. Elsa took out monsters of all sizes and shapes, a dinosaur, a godly frog, and probably some apes. But just when Elsa turned a gun on Wade, a rude, our hapless hero found himself assaulted by a brood. The brood was not just ugly, she was also really mean, and even worse, this space roach was a genuine brood queen. That meant when Wade was skewered by the stinger in her tail, she planted eggs inside him, Deadpool for a fail. The brood she kept attacking, leaving Wade in dire condition. As consciousness was fading, he reflected on his mission. While Elsa shot the brood queen and her bullets bounced right off her, Wade suddenly stopped caring about the dollars in his coffer. What good was money anyway? It was time to find some peace. Life was only temporary, and he'd outstayed his lease. And if now was his time to go, it wasn't all so bad. He might die in his museum, but at least he'd be a dad.